Hey there, Dan Martell here, serial entrepreneur, investor, and creator of SaaS Academy. In this episode, I'm going to share with you how to find the elusive co-founder to help you build your dreams so that you don't make the wrong decision, how to figure out the equity split. One of the most expensive equity dilution decisions you're going to make is a co-founder, and how to make that decision right. And be sure to stay to the end where I'm going to share with you how to get access to my Dream 100 framework. This is how I identify the 100 people over the next years that are going to allow you to succeed at anything you decide to do, like finding a co-founder. Let's get into it. So I want to share a story of my buddy Marcel, and I don't think he would mind that I share with it. It's just such a fascinating example of exactly what I'm teaching. I've had co-founders for every one of my companies. Flowtown, I had Ethan. Spheric, I had a whole team. There was Corey, Adam, and Andrew, and many other, I've always felt like teams really will help you hold yourself accountable and live to a bigger standard. And for a lot of SaaS companies out there, if you have a non-technical founder, having a technical founder could be an incredibly important decision. So, Marcel started a company called Parakeeto, and he had a technical person working with him. That person didn't work out, and kind of a few other people that wrote some code didn't work out. Eventually he decided, I need a technical co-founder, and he went on the hunt. And I'm going to share with you in this episode how he assessed it, because I'm an advisor to his company, how he assessed it and eventually ended up recruiting Ben, who's his co-founder and CTO. Ben is amazing, but trust me, there was months of process and heavy lifting and hard work that Marcel had to go through to eventually find it, where now they iterate and push product and get customers and are revenue generating way faster than he ever did prior, trying to work with outside developers, etc. Now, it's not for everybody, but if you want a co-founder, here's the way to think about it. Number one, shared problem. I believe that if you're going to have somebody else solve a problem that you're passionate about, a market opportunity that you see, that it's important that that person also feels the opportunity. They see it. They maybe have experience from their current job that's in that area. So one of the things that I like to do is find people writing code on existing open source projects. That's a really good way to find people that are relevant to my idea. I'll go look on Product Hunt or other sites that launch kind of little micro apps and see if anybody's working on something similar to mine. Sometimes the technical person, it's just them and they have this app and they don't really want to drive it bigger, but they might join your team. Maybe you can grab their product and kind of fold it into it. Or you can go on to these online forums and find out if there's people in your kind of like these forums that have technical experience that write code. The other way that I love doing it is finding developers that work at companies that technically might be a competitor. That's one of my favorite strategies. Now I'm going to tell you how Marcel did it because it's his story to share. But if you think about it, if I'm building a timesheet software, if I go find an existing timesheet software company and I go find their developers and I reach out asking for advice, because that's my strategy, I know they have experience in the domain, the problem that I'm trying to solve, because they work at that company. And for me to say, hey, I think there's a better, faster way to do that, they'll probably go, yeah, I totally agree. And I hate working on this code that's bloated and frustrating and it takes forever to build anything in this big bureaucratic company. I would love to join you. That shared problem is a big idea and is a great filter to use. Number two is face-to-face. Now, before we had COVID, you could do it, and I would go to code camps, startup weekends, accelerators, but going in person, because technical people, they're very, it takes a lot to gain their trust, okay? And if you just cold email me, trust me, it's not gonna work. You need to literally get them on a call, talk to them, understand what motivates them, get excited about what they're doing, because a lot of technical founders or potential, co-founders, they know that all the heavy lifting is done up front. And if you're just the business person, you get to just sit there and tell them what to do, and they got to spend 10 to 12 hours a day writing the code. So they're a little weary of anybody at first. So you want to go in there seeking advice, build trust, build some kind of rapport, and then eventually ask them to maybe collaborate with you on a small project, and you start to get them in. But the face-to-face today is replaced with Zoom meetings. So If you can't do it in person, which you probably can't right now, do it on a meeting. But the face-to-face video for a co-founder, trying to get somebody bought into your vision is so important. Trust me, you're not gonna do it on chat. You're not gonna do it on email. There needs to be some eye-to-eye contact with the individual to get them bought in, to see your vision, to eventually get them to say yes. Number 3, quantify commitment. So the big thing for me is in the early days, you need to, if you're thinking about splitting up equity, you got to figure out who's going to do what. If you're working part-time and still staying at your primary job, or you have this service-based business and you want to build this other SaaS out of your agency, you need to quantify the amount of time. You also need to quantify the amount of money. Maybe you've put, $25,000 aside and you're willing to take that money and invest it in this new software, and you're technical co-founder or business co-founder, regardless of which side they sit on, they're going to be spending all their time but put no money into it. At the end of the day, you need to understand how to quantify their commitment so that everybody is on the same page. A lot of the issues come from, just a misalignment of expectations of how you're going to show up, what are you responsible for, and money and time. If you want to read a great book on figuring out the equity split based on quantifying, because real cash money is worth more than somebody's time, because time can generate income, but then you got to pay taxes, et cetera. If somebody's going to give you $25,000 of after-tax dollars, it's worth a lot more than somebody's kind of in-kind hours or bill rate. So read the book Slicing Pies. Mike Moyer is a friend of mine. He wrote an incredible book on this specific issue. It's a short read. It's clear. It's concise. Slicing Pie. I'll link it up below in the description. Be sure to click that. Get your copy. It is awesome. And the big idea is you got to quantify the commitments up front so you don't misalign. Number 4, make it long-term. One of the biggest mistakes that founding teams make, especially with people they're not sure if they're going to work out with, is they start allocating equity up front without any performance, right? The way I think about it is we want to make sure that we plan for success. What does this, because most people will just plan not to lose. You want to plan for success. If this works out and it's $100 million a year revenue business and you're the CEO and this person's gone, how's that going to make you feel if you give them half the business? So what most people do with people they bring on their team and they give equity to is they'll do vesting. So vesting means that typically it's a 4-year vesting with a 1-year cliff, meaning for the first year, you might compensate them through money, pay their consulting fees, give them a salary. But if they don't stick around for the first year or whatever if you said, I'm going to give you 10% of my business, that first quarter of it doesn't get allocated. After the first year, it hits the cliff and you allocate that. And then there's a monthly vest after that over a 4-year period. That is how it's done in Silicon Valley. That is how it's done with most companies, because truthfully, if somebody's not around for 4 years, the thing you start with in the beginning is not what you end up building at the end. So think about long-term when you're bringing on co-founders and plan for that success. Number 5, avoid fails. Now there's 3 core areas of misalignment that I see when people bring on co-founders. Number 1 is the skills. You start working together and you realize this person isn't good enough to execute the product that we're trying to build. So make sure that you test the skills up front and you verify that they have the skills. Number 2 is drive. If you're the CEO, if you're the founder, if you're watching this, you're probably the person that is driven to build something. You want to create something out of thin air. You want to essentially, move your life forward. And if you have that drive and your co-founder doesn't have that, at some point you're going to have resentment. And the way that shows up is just not as responsive as you, right? So you'll be super responsive, engaged, want to do meetings, want to talk strategy. And they're like, yeah, I'm busy with the family, blah, blah, blah. So drive is a big one. And then 3rd is temperament. I've seen a lot of co-founder issues because I coach a ton of SaaS founders, and usually it's some aspect of the personality that creates friction and frustration amongst the team members. When you grow and all of a sudden you have 70 team members, okay, and your co-founder's leading a team of 25, 35 people, and they don't have the leadership temperament, you're gonna create scenarios where the people are going to quit. They're not going to feel inspired. They're not going to feel motivated. They're hiring B or C players, and you're not going to get what you need out of that person. So, and I ran into this where one of my clients that I was coaching had a co-founder, and that person after a lot of discussion, found out they just didn't want to manage a team. They wanted to be a sole contributor. So switched the role. They're a sole contributor. They're not leading a team anymore. Everything was fixed, but it took years of friction and frustration for them to get to that point because the temperament was misaligned. So just understand, when you bring in a co-founder, you want to make sure you're aligned with their skills for what you need, the drive that they have towards this project, and also the temperament to make sure that they can manage people, because that's the role of founders, right? We're not here to just write code. We're here to essentially lead and maintain vision and push our dreams forward. So how do you find a co-founder and manage the equity split? Here are some ideas. Number one, you have to find a shared problem. You want to find somebody that understands the problem. Number two, face-to-face or video, face-to-face, but you want to get some FaceTime. Number three, quantify the commitment so everybody's on the same page and plan for success. Four, make it long-term. Understand that there's vesting involved so people don't get allocated a third of your business and run off, and then you have that third of the business not being able to allocate to other team members. And number five, avoid fails around skills, drive, and temperament. As I mentioned in the beginning of this episode, I want to share with you my free exclusive resource called the Dream 100. Essentially, it's the 100 people. You want to do some research. You want to figure out who are the peers, the mentors, and the advisors that you're going to need to crush your goals. Click the link below to watch that training. It's absolutely free, and it is literally how I've been able to, in different industries, successfully start and scale my companies to eventual exits. It's a spreadsheet I create. I'm going to teach you exactly how to recruit those people and identify them and think about where the gaps are in your knowledge so that you can run faster. So click the link, download that. If you like this video, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to my channel. And if there's anybody you feel this could serve, feel free to share it with them directly. And as per usual, I challenge you to live a bigger life and a bigger business, and I'll see you next Monday. I didn't know where I was going.